Hi, I'm Angie, and yeah, last week I was at my first farmers market of this year. So as a vendor, I'm selling my chocolate there, and there was also a kombucha vendor. And usually, vendors like to trade their goodies, and so I trade some of my chocolate for their kombucha. And since then, I'm staring at the kombucha and thinking, what can I make with it? Because I love kombucha, but because it's water-based, it's hard to incorporate it or work with it in chocolate. And this morning, I was in the shower and I was thinking about making something like a cake pop truffle thing. Roll it in my chocolate and then maybe adding a couple of fun colors. And so with this, I would add the kombucha when I'm making the cake thing. Well, that's what I have in mind right now. I have no idea how it will turn out, but that's the idea. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say up front. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, so we start out with the cake. So I'm preheating my oven to 350 degree Fahrenheit, and I have a baking dish and I have some parchment paper. So I will just lid my pan with the parchment paper and set it aside. And now I just have a couple of ingredients that I will just simply mix in together. I'm using 1.5 cups of almond flour. And now the original recipe asks for 1/4 cup cacao powder. Well, I'm not using cacao powder. I will just add one of my a little bit screwed up chocolate bars and chop it really small. And then I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder. A pinch of salt. Well, that's what the recipe is saying. I never know what a pinch is, so I'm just adding a little bit. 1/3 cup sugar. And now the recipe asks for 3 eggs, and I will replace them with 3 flax meal eggs. So it's a replacement for eggs. So I'm adding 3 tablespoons of flaxseed. And 9 tablespoons of water. And now I will let this swell for about 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes are approximately over, and now we have like a gel-like blob here that I will add. And so now the recipe asks for 1/3 of milk or milk replacement, 1/3 a cup, and I will just add the kombucha and hope for the best. You know, I can taste the kombucha really, really well, and it tastes good. But I'm afraid if I cover it later with chocolate, that you will not taste anything from the kombucha anymore. Here's our cake, and now I will just scoop out a couple of balls. I think I want to make them a little bit bigger, so I'm using a scoopy thing, but you can also, of course, just use a spoon. I have to press them into shape a little bit, and they do taste like the kombucha. So I have chosen the Purple Rain. The flavor is pea flower, lavender, and hibiscus, and you can definitely taste it. But as I mentioned before, I'm just a little bit scared that the flavor just doesn't show up when I'm covering it with chocolate. If you would let this rest overnight, I'm very sure it would be way more firm. And honestly, I have no idea if this is the way how you make cake pops. I'm just doing my own thing right now. And the plus here is that the kombucha gives a really nice fluffy texture. I wouldn't be able to achieve this with only baking soda. Now we have to temper our chocolate to cover them. And I also want to coat a couple of them in some toppings. So I have some coconut that I will be using, and I have hazelnuts that I would like to use. But I also want to decorate a couple with fun colors. So I'll just do a couple of things and then see how it goes. But that's my plan for now. I have tempered my chocolate, and now I will start with the coconut one. So I'm just taking a little bit of chocolate, and actually that's something, oh, that falls apart. That's not good. So I am covering, so I usually use 2 layers of chocolate. And so this is the first one. So I will be pre-enrobing here everything. Now I just, for the rest, I just want to use more chocolate, add a second layer, and then add those colors here. And so this one is just a white. Oh, I want to make 3 with those colors and 3 with a green mermaid, an orange, and the aqua blue. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. Hit the subscribe button, follow me on Instagram at chocolatespear, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.